Okay, okay. We back for day 3. Of our little slingshot run of Stone Shard's Blood Omen patch. So, when we last left off, we just finished getting the caravan and moving it over to Manshire. I still have the starter zone to kind of do, but we can't move our caravan until that timer disappears, so we're just gonna hang out around Manshire, and we're gonna do some exploring so that once we come back here afterwards, we can easily just start doing the dungeons, and we kind of have the area all scouted out, so we kind of have a ease of understanding how we're going to travel the area. So, I'm assuming that this is going to be a roadside, yeah, which my character won't worship at because, yeah, Hajal, false gods, yeah. So, the dwarves do not worship the human gods, and pretty much all the roadside altars are human gods, I believe. Not unless the creator put the other ones in, but I'm assuming that it's just a, since this world is probably a human world, or a human-dominated world, or at least, you know, the territory that this game takes place in. That's why I imagine that there aren't any other gods on the road. Okay, cool. I was wondering, because the plain tiles had plenty of stones on them, but I wasn't sure if the... One second, my music's a little loud. There we go. Yeah, I wasn't sure if the Savannah tiles were going to have stone on them, but they do, which is good. So we still have ample ammunition for our sling, though we will probably switch over to using the iron brass balls or the spiky ones at some point. Okay. Don't think we can... I don't think we can find enough locations to get a level off of just exploration, but we can maybe find some cool loot or something as upgrades for our character. I do have to be a little careful though, because these zones scale a little bit higher than the noob area. But from the looks of it, we're still fighting basic low-level bandits. Because they do somewhat scale on your level. Like David in the Goliath, where I'm whipping one rock and taking him down. I have to use multiple stones. Don't know if that guy is gonna come back, but we'll loot the camp out then. I don't really like the blacksmith mittens because they have the fumble chance on them, but we'll just put those back in then because they're damaged too, so It's gonna cost money to repair them, and we can't sell them when they're damaged, so... And I don't want to use them. Okay. Was that the guy that ran away? No, that's a new guy, I think. Maybe it was the guy that ran away. Yeah, he's already damaged. It was the guy that ran away. Perfect. Hey, we're gonna quickly save here. Just in case we die. Okay, I could go down and hit the winery up for some more XP, but I think that also puts a timer on the grapes that are on the ground. So I might not want to do that. Okay, these guys are higher level bandits. Interesting. So I was correct. They did add a slinger bandit into the game. I was wondering if they would. He's kind of roughly has the same skill set as me, but he has Seize Initiative, which is a melee strike. So we shouldn't have to worry about that. But he's pretty much got the same talents that I do. This guy... Okay, I was wondering if the bandits with the torches were going to have a torch ability, and it looks like they do. Set a flame, modifier, deal fire damage. So this is kind of like the... There's a bandit boss that is like a pyromancer type guy. And he has fire attacks as well. This seems very similar to that. I imagine that his is more powerful than this one, though, because he is a boss. Well, that's cool. I was wondering if they were going to have a torch thing. I wonder if I get, I doubt that I get a torch thing if I have it equipped. I haven't actually meddled around with actually equipping a torch yet, so... Oh, what the... I don't know what caused that circle to appear on my screen. I don't know if that was visible in the recording, but... Okay, we're getting a little beaten up. I don't want to get hit by another rock, so we're just going to duck behind this bush. Now. Okay, unfortunately the torch on the ground is lighting up my position, so I'm gonna have to be a little bit careful, because he's gonna be able to see me and I'm not gonna be able to see him. Okay, he's coming into melee with me. I have to be careful because he's got Seize Initiative. Okay, it's a good thing we saved then. Okay. Yeah, I guess I can't go any further south because these tiles have the higher enemy spawn on them. So I'm going to avoid going that way and we'll go this way. Because as long as we go north and not too far west, okay, that's the dungeon. Should be the graveyard. And as I said earlier, this whole new lighting system they added in this new patch. Okay, we got buffalo over there, even though we can't see them. This new patch added the new lighting thing. We could test it out because we did buy the candle, but I don't want to waste the candle duration on it. But it added in the whole new lighting system in this new patch. And I didn't pick up any food. Okay. We're gonna have to get some. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to hunt at nighttime. Okay, here's the graveyard. I don't know if this graveyard spawns ghouls in it. It doesn't look like it. Alright. I think there's an open cast somewhere that we can check for loot at this graveyard. I can't remember. It doesn't look like it. Okay, well that's a little bit of XP for us. Where are we at? XP was still not nearly near half. Okay. I'm gonna hit this up, but we're gonna like cut up and over, and then we're gonna go up. And I believe this is the place where the tutorial takes part. There's usually a couple items there that are decent. And since we're still under geared at the moment. Oh, okay, cool. We're on a plains tile. Can maybe get this bunny rabbit. I need your meat. Get back here. No. I'm hungry. I need food. Okay, there you are. Hedgehog beats snake. Jeez, I suck at hitting. Oh, I should mark that. Those are bee net. That's a honeycomb hive. Let's mark that with the little food icon. It's very hard to find these. You can get the honey from this. I might as well grab them. I don't have a recipe to make with them, but we'll recover some of our food hunger from it. It's usually hard to find the honeycombs on the map. Dang it. Fine, I guess we're not catching rabbits. Wonder if rocks have a... Wonder the... It doesn't have any base modifiers. What's my hit chance? Accuracy 13. Yeah, because I've noticed I've been missing a decent amount of my shots. I think that the sling are designed to be a little less accurate. Yeah, because it's got the accuracy penalty of -70. Take aim does decrease, or does increase your accuracy by 61. But then we still have the 10-ish, 9, and then we get plus 13 from here, right? And then I'm assuming that rabbits have a higher dodge rate, which is weighing against our accuracy. Bows tend to be a little bit more accurate. I think crossbows also are a little bit more accurate. I guess slings just have a slightly... I guess it makes sense. Slings in real life tend to be a little bit more unwieldy unless you know how to use them quite proficiently. Because they require you understand how to orient them perfectly and release at the right time. Okay, I need some water. Gonna need to cook at some point. This camp has a cooking pot, so we can do that easily. Pour this in here. We'll refill this one back up. We'll make some lentil soup. Lentil soup. Let's break this open. Uh-oh. And that's one of our locks gone from our lockpick. A militia Morningstar. Well, too bad we aren't using maces. It's a decent early pickup. There's no way for me to repair it and try to sell it too. That's too bad. It's only 3 durability off from me being able to sell it. Okay, well, we can grab a bowl so that I have something to stick stuff in. We can do... If we get one more vegetable... Well, actually, I don't even need one more vegetable. I can just split this cabbage twice. I think I should be able to store that in here, yeah. Yeah, let's rest here. I need to actually get a proper night's sleep so that I don't have the fatigue negative bonus on us, but we can hold out for now. The fatigue bonus, or negative, is not hugely detrimental. Does increase our fumble chance, though. That isn't a big deal, because I'm pretty sure fumble chance just makes it so you don't crit as often. And we're going to cut over now. Grab a leek. My first introduction to the traveling cart guy, who appears after you have done the caravan quest and unlocked your caravan. He's got some decent equipment on him, but we don't have the money to be able to purchase any of those things. He also has the bow pendant, which is potentially the one we want to replace this one with, but we'll hold on to this one for now, since we've had it since the beginning of the game and it has pretty decent stats for the thing. This is another one of the outposts. I showed the one that's here for Manshire, or Orsbrook, is the roadside tower. They've got a battlement outpost that's just off from Manshire. I think it always spawns on the northern side of the road, somewhere along it. But they also have a blacksmith, and they also have this guy who's a part of the magistrate, which is a separate faction that's like an important political faction within the human settlement. But there is a... I don't know where he is. Is it this guy? There's a guy that is also a quest giver. Yeah. Yeah, this guy sells some basic equipment, but he's also a quest giver for this town. So if you're needing to pick up quests for any of the 3 dungeons, which are usually positioned here, here, and here, you can use this guy instead. Usually doesn't come up as often because it's to the north and none of the dungeons spawn up here, so You usually don't end up in this settlement all that much, but it's there. Okay. Mostly just chest damage. We might as well top ourselves off a bit. The combat music sure lingered a bit. Okay. So, more bandit counters. It's fine, we need XP. Perfect. Okay, we'll grab some Fleetwood. Use that on our right leg. Heal up a bit. Now, what's a woodland creature that we could fight and sacrifice? So the deer antlers we know is the energy. The bear fat, we're obviously not going to get again, but was weapon damage. I'm pretty sure the boar is health regeneration, or just flat health. I can't remember. And the deers are the ones that drop the antlers, so that isn't the one we want to hunt. I'm wondering if the fox has a chance of dropping us something. Maybe avoidance. Okay. We will take those. Okay, so we get a decent chunk of money from this. We got an unidentified thing. This one will probably be a decent replacement for this, depending on what enchantments we get on it. So that might be a good upgrade for us. We have to be a little bit careful now, because it's been a while since we've been at a save. So we don't want to die. Pretty sure a shovel spawns here, but I could be wrong. Or at least I believe there used to be a shovel that spawned in that tile. We know where one shovel is, though. It's right here. So, we're gonna need a shovel, because I'm pretty sure one of the caravan upgrades requires a shovel. Otherwise, it's just good to have a shovel in case you need it. As I said in the last video, I don't tend to dig up the graves, but there might be one that you want to dig up. It's always good to have a shovel around in the caravan in case you want to go digging. Okay. You guys should not be a problem, especially with the heroism buff. Perfect. To the north. Okay, what do we have here? Uh-oh. I need to get close enough to it to unlock it, but this is a moose trail. Yeah. Get some experience. Well, at least we know where there is a moose trail. That's a potential for us to get some things for our necklace. That's one of the dungeons. Okay, we can check. Okay, we got wild dog encounter. And we got bandits. It's okay, they're both considered separate faction enemy-wise, so they will fight each other. So we can use this opportunity to let the bandits tank the dogs for us. And now that the dogs are winning, I'll start attacking the dogs. Perfect. Okay. And I think you can skin the dogs. Yeah, they just drop rotten meat. Oh, swine meat. Mangy pelt. I'm pretty sure this doesn't sell for a lot. Yeah. I'm just wondering if they drop any trophies. I doubt that they do, but it's worth checking. Yeah. Nope. We're not gathering any of the meat or hides. They're not really worth anything. And the meat has a negative modifier on it if you eat it, so I don't want to take the negatives. We'll just stay away from that. We're not eating dogs. So, something worth trying to get is the foxes, but they're a little bit hard to get. Most of the time when I ever kill a fox, it's because it's running from something else. But their pelts are worth quite a bit. Yeah, we got a bandit camp. I don't see the bandits. Okay, there we go. These ones are a little bit higher tier because we got a spear bandit, which is the ones that lean a little bit higher level, and you can see that these bandits have cleaner looking equipment on them. So, because we've been fighting a lot of bandits with tattered gear. Okay. We'll take the squirrel pelts. I'll grab the charcoal, but we will throw it on the ground at some point. Let's do some cooking. I'll eat this. We'll make another green salad because we still have the cabbage and we just need a leek, and we'll just use a lentils for the last piece of the equipment. Merge this in. Harvest, harvest. Perfect. I think there's another bowl on the ground, yeah. Let's pour this in. I'll grab some more water while we're here. Grab a bowl. And lentil. 1, 2, Leak. Merge. And then we'll pick this open and see what's inside. Ooh, lots of stuff. Okay, cabbage for sure. Bronze jug's gonna be some good money. Rope belt, not as good as our Norse belt. Wild radish, sure. Money, yes. Straw over other stuff. I think we'll grab the straw. Just because we're gonna need some for our upgrades back at our camp. I would love to grab one of those pots, but we don't have the room for it. Which means I should have maybe hit up... We still haven't actually entered Manshire. We kind of danced around it. I think I'll sleep until morning here. Just so that I don't have to deal with walking around at night. And we get our fatigue down so that we don't have that debuff on anymore. And then I'll also eat... I'll eat our lentil soup. And then let's prepare another one in its place. So that we can clean up a little bit of room in our inventory. Which means I could probably pick up the other lentil here, why not? Okay, do I go up and touch this? I don't think so. We'll hit this up when we move the caravan back here. We'll hit that on the way to the dungeon. I'll continue going to the east. Now let's unlock this. I think this was the bandit that ran away earlier. Or maybe not. No, the other bandit that ran away had better looking gear on. These ones are the low tier bandits that have slightly rattier looking clothing on. Okay, we got a little nice. Okay, now I have to decide what I want to do. We were talking about just going all into strength and just relying on hitting incredibly hard. But maybe, since I have been having some hard time hitting things, maybe getting perception, because it increases accuracy, and we're playing ranged, so I typically like going into perception because we get the bonus ranged, as it says right there, 5% on the thresholds, which I don't know what that means now, because it used to just say +1 range and now it says bonus range. So maybe they have a range modifier built into the game now, which means you can get range percentages on other equipment. That's interesting. I would like to get those rabbits, but I don't think I'm gonna hit them. Let's see if I can get one. Just quite not long enough range to hit them. They could see me. If I could somehow bait them closer, I could get them. I think you can do that if you chuck food on the ground, but I'm not 100% on that. Okay, good, we made him bleed. Bandits. There we go. We can pick up the lentils, why not? Oh, I got an extra one. Okay. Hit up this other question mark over here. Freaking snake. Luckily it didn't poison. Okay, question mark's in this location. Okay, it's a cave. This one looks like a bandit cave, so we will quickly check this one out. Actually, did I save? I don't think I did. Yes, I did. Right? Yes. So I slept it off. I had fatigue. Yeah, I slept it off. Okay, I think I definitely saved. So even if we die in here, we're not going to be going back that much. We don't really have inventory space though. That's another problem. But we can quickly check this place out. We did just get a healing salve for our troubles, which is awesome. Because the issue is, for these bandit dungeons, the reason you're wanting to come in here is to mine the ore veins that are inside of it. And one, we need to find a pickaxe, which usually you can find in the dungeon. There's an azure cap. Okay. I might have to circle back and do this later. Just seeing if there's any... Oh, cool. There's a gold vein. Okay, I think we'll circle back and do this later. Usually there's a pickaxe that you can find either outside of the dungeon or near the front of the dungeon or on a bandit or in the boss room. So we shouldn't have to worry about finding a pickaxe. But we currently don't have a whole lot of inventory space, so I'm not going to mess around with it at the moment. Because if we're going to want to get the volume of the profit from doing that, we're going to need to have a clean inventory. I'll stay on this side of the river for now. And we'll just hug the outside of the tile so that we can run if we get an encounter we can't deal with. Okay, well, we can take these guys on if we could hit them. Okay, I guess you don't want me to hit. Take some chest damage, but we're good otherwise. I'll eat that and grab the beet. Grab some of our ammunition back. How are we doing? We're gonna need some more. There we go. Continue exploring a bit. We should be ready to move the caravan as soon as we head back. We'll just pop into town and sell some stuff and maybe make some purchases on some equipment. Especially maybe a backpack would be nice to pick up, just so that we have... I think I accidentally clicked on the tile in front of him. So we're level 6 now. I think we have 4 extra points at the moment. So we definitely could do some specking. Well, I think I'm just going to hold on for now. Maybe we'll get survival tree. Allows you to hear track increased vision, increased passive chance to hear other creatures by 50. Hearing enemy applies them with damage taken and dodge chance, which I guess is good for the rabbit hunting things. There's one that does extra damage too. Yeah, we're gonna want Huntmaster at some point, which we're not gonna unlock until level 8, I think. I don't think I care too terribly much about picking up the rest of the stuff in survival. Do we have warfare unlocked? No, we do not. We do have athletics though. Fully block and dodges grants, or full blocks and dodges grant 5% control resistance and movement resist for 5 turns. So that means you're not going to get knocked around too much for a little bit. This effect stacks 2 times. Cool. Once per 90 turns, remove stun dazed target upon receiving them. That could be a pretty decent passive. Disengage. I wouldn't mind getting dash, just so we could gain some distance at some point, but I don't know if we want to invest like that into that immediately. Oh, too bad we didn't continue to invest into strength. We'd be able to get this. Whatever. This one's almost ready to be unlocked. Except this is off of the net thing, which we're not getting. But we still get the immobilization effect. So we still get partial bonus from it. Because a lot of our attacks do immobilize. Remaining on the same tile prolongs the effect by 1 duration. Pike stance. I don't know if we're going to have time to activate a stance. Grants critical spear strikes body part damage, blah 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 blah. Okay, interesting. Determination. Okay, I think we'll just put points into the ranged weaponry thing. We have to get till 10. How close are we? 6. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait till level 10 to unlock that. But we will get this next level. So let's invest in this. And then we can also get Distract Shot, because I think I'm going to be mostly doing a ranged build with the sling, with just the backup two-handed spear. So we can pick all these talents up. We got 2 left over. We'll have 1 available immediately for next turn, or the next level up, so that we can get that 1 talent. I would like to get the warfare tree unlocked, but we're gonna need a treatise to unlock that. Or there might be a NPC. There's a couple of the NPCs in the game that if you talk to them, you can pay gold for them to teach you one of the trees. I don't remember which. And it's quite a bit of gold anyway, so it's not like we have the extra cash at the moment so I can do it, but I think maybe the drill sergeant that's standing outside of this keep does warfare. I believe. Either that or the nobleman inside the manor house does. Okay, sorry, there was a question mark on this square. As long as it isn't a spider's nest or a wasp's den, we should be good. Okay, it's just a regular bandit camp. Okay, he's bleeding, he should die. Okay, another healing cell's good. Let's just eat the salad, I guess. And then we can quickly make some more soup. And then I want the water back. Oops. Oh, I just messed up. Why is empty out one of the options? I guess you need it. Wish it gave you a do you want to do that message when you do it though. That's okay. We're pretty close to town. We don't have to worry about that. We can just go get the oh, this thing has fatigue resist on it. Cool. I think our hood's better though. Yeah, it's a tier 2. This is still a tier 1. That would have been nice if I was able to get that before, but not the case now. Okay. We'll just continue kind of filling in a little bit of the map before we loop back down to the caravan. We're going to head into Manshire, sell some stuff. Maybe make some purchases on a couple upgrades. Okay, we can visit the orchard before we loop back around. That'll give us a little bit more XP to our next level. And then we'll head back to the starting town and get the dungeons that we didn't get done in the second day completed. Okay, we have to get close enough to it to get the XP for visiting the location. Okay. XP acquired. I would go into the orchard and do some of the stuff here. There is a side quest that you can do for the orchard, but you have to kill wasps, and we've been having trouble killing wasps. I'm pretty sure they have a very high avoidance rate, and we already have a pretty high miss chance with our sling, so the odds of us hitting a bunch of flying bees with our rocks is not going to be very high. So we will avoid doing that for now. The best way to dispatch of the wasps in the game are through the fire magic tree, or there are like these kind of pseudo Molotov cocktail type items in the game that you can get. You can use those to help fight the bees. Okay, I need to fill my thing up before I forget to. Is there anything in here that I want to keep? Yes, the crafting stuff. So those stay. I don't need to hold these on me since I have access, so we can throw these in here for now. This is being sold. This needs to be identified, and we might use it. This is being sold. These don't expire for a little while, so I can chuck them in here. And lentils never expire, which makes them one of the better food sources in the game. And we need straw for one of the upgrades, but I think we're going to need a second copy of the material to be able to do that. So these are either being sold or worn by me, so when we go back into town. I'm assuming that it's getting late though, so we're going to have to rest until tomorrow, yes. Alright, so we're going to take a nap until 6 in the morning, because that's when the shopkeepers all come out from sleeping in the game. And we'll now head into town. And I'll probably grab that leek on the way back. Okay, first discovery of the town. Huzzah. So, charcoal you do need for some of the upgrades for the caravan. I'm not going to pick them up this exact moment, and we'll probably pick them on the way back, but there's a burnt house here, and there's a burnt house on the exact opposite side down here that has charcoal around it. So, for the couple of upgrades that you need at the caravan, you can grab charcoal from here, and it's not considered stealing. Okay, cool. This is another sling. Militia sling. Has crit rate and accuracy, and I wonder why the militia sling... Oh, I guess it still has the armor penetration. It just doesn't have the body part damage. I was thinking that if you're using a sling for militia, you're going to want it to have armor penetration, but it still has the armor penetration on it. Interesting. Okay, we don't have the second tier sling pouch. This is still the same one, right? Yeah, the slinger's pouch. So once we unlock the next one, we'll have a little bit more room for carrying ammunition. I think we do definitely want to pick up a knapsack. It's too bad we didn't find the herbalist hut, which I think is going to be somewhere tucked up in here. Or sometimes, I think it sometimes spawns right here. Because there's a free, not this knapsack, but there's like a herb pack. It has a lot of room in it. It just has slightly different dimensions, and it has excess slots for carrying extra herbs. So if you're gathering herbs or you're a build that requires herbs for it, that bag is a pretty decent bag. But the knapsack is just generally pretty good pickup early, especially since the early keeps don't provide too much in additional stats. You're only really making use of the 1% dodge rating on it, the fatigue resist, which means you won't get the fatigue debuff as quickly. Nature resist, there's not a lot of things that deal nature damage in the game. That's one of the magic effects. I'm not 100% positive. I think the snake bites are considered nature damage, but besides that, I can't think of another thing that could possibly be nature damage, because the game is still technically in development. Some of the trees haven't been fully locked in yet. We just got these new sling tools in this patch, so they just added this magic tree in the last patch. So we still have Venomancy, Cryomancy, Astromancy, Psimancy, and occasionally he just comes up with a new tree that isn't one of these grayed ones to stick in, because Armored Combatant I don't think was one of the grayed out things, and he added that in at some point. So, or it was either that or one of these other ones, Magic Mastery or something, I can't remember. One of these he just came up with on the fly and added it in, so there's definitely some wriggle room for there being even more talent trees in the game. But, so usually what happens is if I have the standard low-level capes, or even this one's a little bit better, has slightly higher fatigue resist, it's got one more dodge rate, it's got health and energy restoration at a decently high level, so you could consider wearing this over the backpack, but I usually just ditch the capes and use the backpacks for most of the early game, because I don't want to have to deal with kind of mid-maxing where you carry your cape around with you, and then when you go into a dungeon you just throw your backpack on the ground, replace it with your cape, do the dungeon, come back to the front of the dungeon, stick the backpack back on, stick all your loot in it, and then take it out of the dungeon, which is the most optimized way to do it, because a cape fits in this much slot, so you're getting, a handful more slots. And if you get one of the better backpacks than this one, you get even more space to play with. So if you're mid-maxing, the best way to do it is to carry your cape around with you and then just swap it in when you need it. But we're not going to do that. I think I can sell this to this guy. He buys it for as much as the general goods guy does, if not a little bit more. We'll do some repairs while we're here. Don't think the spear isn't metal. Is this considered wood? No. Alright. I'll sell you this. Do you have an identification scroll? We might pick up some candles, because we can use the candles to replenish our candle lanterns, but we'll hold off on that for now. I also do kind of like the drinking horn over the water skin, just aesthetically, because I like the way it looks. But it used to technically be an upgrade over the water skin, simply because of how the dimensions work, because of the game. One of the things I've complained about in this game that I wish that the developer would change is that you could like hit the middle mouse button or hit like your right click button to rotate the items. I've played a handful of inventory management games where part of the skill of the game is learning how to kind of Jenga everything in your bag. And with you not being able to turn items, it kind of takes away that aspect of the game, where it's more about just understanding what items are what dimensions and what you're capable of carrying via what the cost of the items that you're carrying out are. It'd just be a little bit more interesting if you could rotate things in the bag. It would give you more... It'd make the game have a game within the game, which is really fun engagement-wise for the players to engage with. I could see him maybe adding it in the future. Maybe he just... that isn't on his checklist of things to do at the moment. Plus, I'd imagine he'd want to... Okay, so here's the a consideration. Do I want to equip this? Because the energy bonus isn't a big deal for us because we haven't been running out of energy. At least we can sell this and make a decent amount of money off of it if we do choose to do that. It would be giving us 5 additional energy, which would be a pretty decent thing, but it does have magic stats on it, because miracle chance and backfire chance are magic stats, so we're not going to make use of that. So I think we'll just sell this, take the big chunk of change at the moment, and then we will consider picking up something from maybe the blacksmith, or I could go back to the cloth worker and see what they have. I'll quickly check the blacksmith out. Oh, I forgot to pick the I need to go back to camp for a moment. I might also pick up the cauldron. It's a medium chest piece. We could also consider maybe grabbing some ammunition while we're here, so we can have and I mean, we don't have to have the ammunition used for fighting regular enemies. We could just whip it out for when we're doing a dungeon. Weapon damage, armor penetration, body part damage. Could be good. 50 gold. That is hefty. Let's see, this axe. That's a spear. Let's see what it looks like in comparison to ours. So it would have 3 more damage. I think this is a new one. I don't remember the recruiter's billhook being in the game. There's the militia billhook. I think this one's a new, newly added item. Armor penetration is 5 higher. Or sorry, yeah, armor penetration is 5 higher. Armor damage is up, but I've explained that that isn't as important for the player character. Body part damage is up. Crit efficiency. We got a fumble chance, so I probably don't want that. And it's got lower immobilization. Decent skill energy stuff. I guess it's just kind of like a more heavier hitting styled weapon, built on just trying to hit for high damage strikes. Which, I mean, could be good for what we're trying to do, but I don't want to waste that much money at the moment where it's kind of just a minor upgrade or potentially a side grade. But we'll repair our weapon here and then we will move back up. I'm going to check the cloth worker and I'm going to quickly run back to camp and grab the letter because I totally forgot to grab that. So we can't get slings, but we could maybe get... I think we're actually pretty set on equipment. We could get the arming cap. But ours has slightly higher dodge rate. This would give one more protection. A little bit more physical resist. Nah. Maybe chest piece. We could get the gambeson. Or... yeah, we can get the gambeson. But that would take a large chunk of our cash. And we don't care. It has block chance on it, which we're not really utilizing at all. So yeah, no, I think I'll avoid that. I think we're pretty set. We have decent bracers, decent boots, good belt, decent helmet. And the bigger one would be my chest piece, but we don't currently have one. Maybe that leather vest. Yeah, but we don't have the money for that. Okay, I'm gonna go back. We'll grab the charcoal on the way back. We'll go back, grab the letter. I'm gonna hand that in to the elder in the town so that we can at least have that quest complete and set up for when we do the quest in the town. And then I might buy the cauldron just so that we have a cooking slot here. Grab this. Okay, back to town. Okay. It's also worth checking if there's any new like NPCs added around. Sometimes there's always little hidden Easter eggs added into the game. Do you teach swords? Okay, not warfare. Maybe the nobleman inside teaches warfare. Yeah, this is the guy we need to talk to. We need to make sure that we get the dialogue options right, though. Does his paper look familiar? I think that doesn't lower our reputation. Oh no, it does. I might have messed up the conversation. But maybe that just happens depending on what character you pick at the beginning of the game. I don't know. I know that there's a way to like smooth things out with them and not have your reputation drop, but whatever. Okay, we'll just drop the ladder. I'll just put it in here because we don't need it anymore. We're gonna want to grab the cauldron. One moment. Okay. Okay, we'll grab the cauldron. What does this guy have? Oh yeah, right. Crowbar. Okay, well, we'll check if I have enough money after I buy this. Looks like I do. Definitely want to grab a crowbar. We'll put that in our bag right away. I'm not gonna not have a crowbar. Crowbars are useful. Okay. We'll eat. Okay, we good. I can drop one of these bowls off. We have stuff to make a salad in the camp as well. I need to grab this leek on the way back. I'll also grab these lentils. And we're gonna move the caravan, probably. I think we have enough, we should have enough fodder to move it. Hopefully. Stick you in here. Harvest. Stick this in here. I don't know if I have everything for it, but let's check. Cauldron. Ah, you do need a ladle. That's okay, we can pick that up somewhere. We don't need it immediately. Okay. Talk to you. Time to hit the road. Let us move the caravan. There isn't a nice spot to stick it here. Let's stick it we'll stick it here, I guess. Okay. I'll rest till 6. Okay. Drink water. Stick the bowl in here. Actually, let's just quickly make some more food. We'll make... Yeah, we'll just make the lentil soup in a moment. We don't have this stuff here, but we got a regular cauldron back at... This works. We got a regular... I think we have 2 of them back in the inn here. As well as... We can check to see if they have a ladle on hand. But I might just consider waiting until we go inside of the bandit dungeon. Because usually there's a ladle inside of the boss room or occasionally in one of the other rooms. Okay. Just quickly check you. You don't have a ladle on you? No. Got quite a bit of ammunition on you though. And it's cheaper than the other place. I guess it's because my rep's a bit higher with this town. Okay. So my job here is to go in the inn, grab our stuff for one. That we left here. should identify that as well. We have the extra money at the moment. Just see what stats are on it. If it's something we can use, that'd be cool. If not, we can just sell it. Try to get our money back. I do not have room. We can sell this sword though. Okay, identification skill. Identify. Crit and rending resist. Nope, I'm selling that. Okay, so we have these that we're gonna go grab a quest now to go do a dungeon. Maybe the bandit dungeon has reset because we have spent a couple days away. Anyway, I don't see the bandit dungeon. Usually it appears here over these two dungeons, so it hasn't reset yet. But maybe by the time we're done doing these two, the bandit dungeon will have reset. We want... think we want mysterious disappearance. Let me check. Old grave. We just want to make sure we don't get the old grave one, which I think is the restless crypt. So Pilgrim's Rest, which is where we want to go. Yep. Okay, we're accepting this one. Perfect. Is this a escort quest? Let's see what the contract is for. Mysterious disappearance. I think it's just a kill the boss inside the dungeon quest. Okay, that's fine. Just checking to make sure our inventory is fully stocked. It looks like we are. And we have these pots that we can use since we don't have the upgrade yet for our pot at the caravan because we still require a ladle to get that upgrade. But we can just temporarily use one of these instead. You would technically never have to really upgrade the pot unless it's a prerequisite for one of the other upgrades, which I'm not sure if it is. You could technically just get away with just using these, but I like getting it just for completionist's sake. Yeah, it doesn't require... oh, it is an upgrade required to get to the next tier, so you do technically need to get it. But you can do this for now, just to not have to get the upgrade immediately. Okay, I can store the nails away. Horseshoe can be stored away as well. So again, the flour. Okay, and we're gonna make lentil soup. These can be stored in here. Perfect. Alright. We'll make some lentils. Okay. Should be good to head into the dungeon. This will be the first time of us entering the... we'll just do a quick save so we don't have to do all that again. This will be the first time that we enter into the catacombs with this new patch. So it'll be interesting to see the interior lighting of it, because we already went into the bandit dungeon and saw that there was some lighting issues inside of the dungeon using the new lighting system that was added in this patch. So I imagine that it's the same inside of the catacombs, especially since the candles have a higher drop rate inside of the catacomb dungeons. And also, this patch is supposed to have new and tweaked occultist enemies, so we'll now be able to check that out. That was a mistake. Please lose track of me. Fine. Will they chase me across the water? Freaking bees. Okay, this is an antitoxin, right? No. Made the mistake last time, we're not doing it again. Okay, I do have the recipe for making rope. So we need to keep our eyes open for hemp. And I could probably get some rope inside of the dungeon. So it might be worth grabbing a pair of sticks for when we enter. So I'm gonna need to make another splint. Now let's check the corpses before we go in, because they usually have some loot on them. Okay, Altar's bell is good. There's our rope. Splint. Okay, 2 more corpses to check out. Charcoal on one, nothing on the other. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, so it is a little dim in here. Okay, free splint. Okay. Okay, this guy's carrying a candle. And he actually drops it. Interesting. Is mine a common dagger? Yeah. Just seeing if it was an upgrade to what I have on me. Okay. We don't want that. Okay, so as I was saying in, I think the first... I think I said it in the second episode as well. Every time you find these random books, I think they have lore in them. I don't particularly actually read them, but you should do the read option because you do get a little bit of XP for doing it. You could pick them up and sell them, but I don't know if we're going to have enough room to lug everything out, so... Books are hard to sell. You can sell them to general goods vendors, I think, but not for a ton of money. But you can also sell them to the bookshop guy in the main capital town, Bran, and he'll buy them for a decent price. But not anything like overly extravagant, so it's definitely worth maybe not picking up if you have better loot that you could be rolling out. Okay. Luckily, we're not taking a whole lot of body part damage. Okay, these candles are now actually useful, which is nice. You can use them to replenish some of your light capabilities. I don't know if it's that worth it though to actually turn the lights on. Let me do it just for maybe it won't. Well, we'll see if there's an even darker place. Maybe I'll consider just testing it out. We do have the candle. Well, we'll do it if I get close to inventory capacity. We'll test it out and then we'll just load that candle in. I do need that. For sure. More nails. Gold nuggets worth a decent amount. I think that can be put in here too. Did we check this one? Yep. This wardrobe. Ooh. Okay, we need to not die then. Okay. Warfare treaty. Perfect. I think I will spec into that. So crits, shots, and damage counters replenish max energy. I believe shots are anything that is ranged. So each range attack replenishes energy, I believe. I think that's how it works. But I think we want to get offensive tactics. And that way we have a stance. Well, it's technically a maneuver. But we have a buff that we can put on at range. And we can get this next level as well, because it only requires one more point in strength, agility, or perception. We're going to be putting a point in perception next turn. So we could do that. And that's just an easy 2. This is also just a really easy pickup. Gives you a melee attack that's both offensive and defensive. Usually when I'm playing a new character, back in the day, I'd always pick up Seize Initiative as the first talent. Just because it doesn't matter what build you're doing, it's useful on almost every build that you do. Yeah, and it even has the added ability that if you're using it with a spear, which is what we're using, you can use it from 2 tiles away rather than 1, which is pretty cool. But I think we'll grab Opportune Movement, because I believe that'll refresh some or replenish some of our energy every time we attack an enemy with our ranged attacks. And we have 1 extra point. We'll dump that in here, and then we're also going to be getting next level we'll be getting an additional point, and we'll be dumping that into where's range weapons. We'll probably be picking this one up too, because we will be unlocking that with the same spec of our point next level as well. It's going to take a while before we can unlock some of these other ones, but we can get those 2 next turn, or next level, sorry. Okay, we do need more straw for the bed upgrade. Uh-oh. Okay, we still have the crowbar in our bag, which is fine. We're almost out of lockpicks, which is fine. We'll just run out of the lockpicks, and then that'll clear up some inventory space. And I'll just use the crowbar from now on. I sometimes tend to like to bring 2 crowbars along, just in case one breaks. Is this a boss? No, these are just new enemies. Okay, interesting. So we got a staff cultist. Discipline. Interesting. Okay, that's close. I need to be more careful. Because I do not want to die, because we got the mastery book in here, and I do not want to lose out on not having that. So I can't let that happen again. So we're going to have to be a wee bit more careful. This does get rid of our pain, so let's do that. I'll just chill for a little. Okay, we're about halfway to the next level. I might consider leaving before we hit the boss room up. And heading to a safe position. Okay, that was the wasp next. Simply because I don't want to miss out on not having this warfare book. Okay, we can make a bandage from these two. Sorry, just checking something real quick. Okay. Normally I'll just clear a dungeon and not care if I die, but I think I'm gonna quickly go back and save because we got this warfare book. We spec into warfare. I don't want to have to miss out on that, so we're gonna go back and save just to ensure that I don't miss out on that. Yeah, this game is called Stone Shards, and it's a tactics-based RPG style turn-based game. Kind of similar mechanics to something like a Dungeons and Dragons tabletop game, but a single-player experience. It's kind of got a gritty, medieval game or like aesthetic to it, and it's a kind of world survival-based game where the whole idea is that you're kind of thrown in kind of a medieval society. The main storyline hasn't really been fully developed yet. This game is still in production. It's been in production for quite a long time, but he's slowly been adding to it over time and over time and over time. But essentially it's kind of like a wilderness survival game, but with the kind of like background storyline wise that you're trying to like find this mysterious stone shard thing. But the main storyline to do with the stone shard isn't fully in the game yet. There's like little bits to the story, but it hasn't been fully developed out yet. So right now it's just a little fun wilderness survival game RPG with the main thing that draws me to the game is I just love talent trees. So I just enjoy playing the game because of talents. And this new patch just came out that added a new lighting system in the game so you don't see as far during the night and when you're in caves and such, and they've added in all these new candle torch items that like can help you with seeing better at nighttime and stuff. And then they reworked the cult. We're currently trying to do a cult dungeon. They added in a bunch of new cult enemies and tweaked some of the ones that were already in the game. And I'm assuming they added in some like late game boss that's cult themed later on in the game, because the last patch they added the Chimera, which is somewhere right around here, as a second boss. There's a boss right here, a world boss that's a troll that was added close to when I first started playing the game. I played a little bit before the troll got added, but then they added the troll here. They've added a Chimera here, so I'm assuming they've added another cult boss later on in the game. And they've added in the new sling ranged weapon, which I've been messing around with, which is just a third option as a ranged weapon for the bow, crossbow, and slingshot, throwing rocks at people and such. So I just messing around, seeing what new stuff they've added to the game. Since I haven't touched stone shards in, I think the last time I played it was November, when the Arcanist came out. The Arcanist tree that they added to the game. New magic tree. Yeah, this game, it doesn't take a whole lot of thinking to be perfectly honest. It's turn-based, so it's a little less thinking, but there is a lot of like detail to the game because there's all these stats. You have to manage your like psyche, your hunger, your thirst, and then there's like pain, intoxication, fatigue, and then you have your body parts that can get damaged during combat. You have your equipment that can take durability damage during combat and such. You have inventory that you need to manage what loot you want to pick up and such, and you have limited amount of space. The game has like all the stats laid out for you, so if you want to look at it, you can go into this tab and it shows you all your little modifiers that are useful for just knowledge-wise if you want to understand the like mechanics of the game. I quite enjoy it. I've been playing it since it came out, I think 3 or 4 years ago. Might have been a little bit longer than that, actually. Yeah, I just play it off and on. Pretty much every time a new patch comes out, I'll pick it up just to see what new stuff has been added to the game. And then I'll put it down until the next patch comes out. I bought it when it was on sale way back in the day. I don't know what it costs now. I'm assuming it's like close to $40, $35 maybe, somewhere in that range. I bought it on sale when it was like $15 or $20 or something. Back in the early, I think it was beta. It was still considered alpha when I bought it. So I got a reduced price on it. It's kind of like the same thing. I bought Minecraft way back in the day when, was it, I forget his name, Toshi still developed it, and it was still an alpha. So I got it for like $10. I got Minecraft for $10 way back then. Okay. Sorry. The reason we were coming back to camp was because I needed to save, because I wanted to make sure that I didn't miss out on... I forgot we still have the stuff in here. We can dump this in the... this stuff in the bag. I didn't want to miss out on not picking up this warfare treaty, and if I die, then we would have a likelihood that we weren't going to get the same dungeon layout, which means that I wouldn't be able to pick that item back up. So I just want to make sure I saved so we don't miss out on unlocking the warfare tree. Yeah, I'm going to play it later on tonight at the same time at midnight, so if you're still up, you can join me for whenever before you have to go to bed or whatever, but I'm just doing this as a quick afternoon stream. But hope you enjoy the new Pokemon Auto Chess. Looks interesting. I like all the new stuff they added. Alright, I'll just head back into the dungeon. I accidentally picked up an Aigorn along the way somehow. Eat this because we're still hungry. Should have probably made some more food. Yeah, we're gonna be hungry on the way out of the dungeon, I suppose. Okay. Okay, we just go over one more tile to get back to the dungeon. Just getting a little disoriented. Thought it lined up perfectly with our caravan, but I guess it doesn't. I don't like this random lightning coming down. Okay, what we get? Okay. We've cleared down here, right? Fully cleared here, so we just have this right side to clear out now. These guys still look the same. Oh, but they do have dark vision. Darkness does not apply the penalty. Interesting. Okay, so these things are pretty dangerous because they can see you further than this guy's new. Mighty swing. Oh, we also have ones with weapons. Maybe that was what they were trying to do, was they thought that these cultists were too weak. So they've given them some more. Because I was wondering why they changed the cultists. I'm assuming they just assumed that the cultists were the easiest of the enemies to fight. And decided to tweak them to make them a little less, or a little bit more difficult. And I agree, I guess some of the late game cultists were pretty strong, but yeah. The early game cultists definitely are pretty weak. And I guess they needed some more models so that they had a little bit more diversity with the cultists. I'm assuming this is the boss room, based on what's on the ground. Let's kite them out so I can see them. Okay, stand in the light, my friend. Okay, it's almost dead. I did not know that was there. Well, it's a good thing we saved. Okay. We can make the food while we're here too. Okay, we're gonna want to eat. Let's throw one of these bowls in here. Right, the stuff is still in here that I forgot to take out because I saved before that. Okay. This one's fresher. Make some more lentil soup. Merge that in there. Alright, I'll do a quick save here now. Okay. Back to the dungeon. mean, there's a wolf or a fox I was talking about. Let's see if I can hit it. Oh, it's just out of range. Maybe I can run it into... No, I cannot. Okay. Back to the dungeon. Uh-oh. Well, also good that we saved, but didn't expect to run into a boar randomly. Early game stone shard. Always such a pain. That's fine, whatever. Back to the dungeon. Okay. Okay, we gotta be tactical this time. At least we know that there's a trap on the ground now. So I'll quickly use the search function so we see it. Perfect. Don't think that could have gone any better. Well, it could have. I could have not aggroed all of them at once, but... considering what happened, that couldn't have gone any better. Okay. So I think all that is left is this boss room. We were able to kill the enemy. The big problem is that he has a couple of cultist members with him that are higher level occult members. So And I can't see into the room, which is a problem. Okay. Perfect. I'm in pain, but we got there. Use our stuff to heal up. Definitely the new patch has added in a handful of annoying cult members. We now know. Can I skin the... No, it's not considered a beast. Worth checking. It is an abomination. Okay. Steel fragments, we could probably just sell those. Okay, that's cool. These both give max health too. This one's pretty damaged, but we can get it repaired. That one's definitely max health, bleed resist. So I get less bleed resist, but I get magic power. That isn't a big deal, but... So maybe we just sell one of them. But we still have to repair one regardless. I don't know, it's still a decent chunk of change regardless. Okay, I'm pretty sure the dungeon is completely cleared out now. We got the claim reward thing in the corner, so there aren't any enemies left. We've fully cleared it out. I don't see anything else I'd want to pick up. I don't think I left on anything on the ground that I want to pick up. So, this dungeon is complete. And I probably am going to call it after this. So it's getting close to time. Unfortunately, I wanted to get both the dungeons done, but we spent a little too much time exploring the map. Got plenty of rope now, though, which is cool. Decent loot in this dungeon. So... And we get to check out the new cult stuff, which is neat. Got to see some of the new enemies. There was the cult member with the plank. We could see one of them had a candelabrum on them, which was cool. There's the new staff cult guys. We found out that some of the cult members have night vision, so they can see us at normal range in the dungeon, which is kind of annoying. That's another thing I haven't checked because we haven't fought the undead yet. I wonder if the undead also have night vision because, you know, they, they don't see with their eyeballs. So maybe they can sense stuff further in the dark. I have no clue. Maybe the skellies have it, but the zombies still see with their eyes. I have no clue. I have no clue how the developers have decided to do the game. Okay. Plenty of threads too, which we need for some of the upgrades. This we need to keep for a quest, but this... I accidentally picked up this plate. I don't want that. You go on the ground. So these are being sold. I'm keeping the bowl. You're getting sold. You're getting identified, and I think that this is actually better than the hood. Aquamarine. Candle for our candle thing. We can maybe just stick that in here. Ring can be sold. These books I'll hold on to sell at the main town. This we need for an upgrade. Everything else is good. I need to also remember to pull these out so I don't forget to sell them as well. Okay. But we'll go back into town and hand in the quests on the next episode, as well as sell all this stuff off, get repaired up, rebuy some of our medical supplies because we're running low now, and then we're gonna turn in the quest and we'll head up to the old grave. Maybe I'll move the caravan up there too, just so that I don't have to trek as far, and then we can just turn in the quest here once we're done. And then maybe this dungeon will be reset by the time we're done doing that, and then I can just pick up the quest and run over and get it done there. But anyways, if you watch the end, thank you and have a great day.